featured anything on my hatch project for a while, so I figured I'd do an update on it. Really haven't changed anything on it lately, but I'm getting to the point where I'm ready to start back working on it. Had some hiccups with it and some other things going on, so kind of lost interest in it, but ready to start back making some progress on it. But I think I've changed my mind on a few things. So first, let's look over it real quick and see what we're working with right here, and then talk about some of the changes and some of the plans I got going on with it. So if you didn't know already, this car actually has a K24Z7 in it, which is the engine out of the 9th Gen SI. The reason I went with this engine is because I actually acquired it through a friend of a friend. He didn't really know a whole lot about it either, but it looked really clean and it was crazy cheap. So I bought it with the intentions of I was just going to turn around and sell it and dump the money into one of my projects. But once I got the engine, I was like, man, started doing some research on it, and I had seen that I couldn't find anybody that had done a swap, had swapped one of these in a car yet. You got to think I started this project probably like 4 years ago. I lose interest a lot, so that's why I hadn't really got further than it is here now. But anyway, so I got the engine and got looking at it. I said, man, I should try and do something with it, because I like to do things different than everybody else. So I actually didn't even have a car to put it in, so I said, well, reached out to one of my friends. He was big in the Honda game at the time. Told him what I was looking for. Just a rolling chassis, no interior, just bare bones, sitting on some steelies. So I ended up finding this shell very cheap, nice rust-free shell. So it was perfect. I mean, no engine, so it was perfect candidate for a swap. Anyway, so got the engine, put it in, figured out the kinks, got it running. I've got another street car. I've got Eclipse. It's got a lot of work done to it. I got to button that up, and I plan on working on that some here shortly and probably showing you guys that. But since I already had a street car, this car was going to be just a drag car basically. So plan to fully gut it, cage, get this engine going, turbo, later on build it, the whole nine, fiberglass, this and that, so slicks and all. But anyway, I hadn't really got it that far yet, but I mean, it's a long-term project. But anyway, so I ran into some snags with this engine. First off, the engine had a blown head gasket. Anyway, so I had them tore it down, had a head machine that was warped up pretty bad. Put a new head gasket on it, new OEM head gasket. I went ahead and put some head studs in it too. But other than that, I've had some other complications internal-wise with this engine, and kind of to the point where I'm tired of throwing money in this engine. And I just so happen to have a perfectly running K20A2 over here that I took out of one of my other project cars, and I'm very familiar with this engine. I mean, as far as the how good it runs. I'm kind of over the headaches with this. I've done, my main thing was I wanted to get it in the car, get it running, show it can be done, and I really wanted to build upon it and find out the strengths and weaknesses of it. But kind of over it. I've got a great engine over here, tried and true, so I think I'm just gonna go with this, turbo it, and see what we got and go from there. But got a few other parts of the car just waiting to go on. So anyway, let's just have a look at the car and what I've done to it so far. Then we'll go over what I've got to go with it, and then our short-term goals with it. So this car is an EG hatch. It's my favorite body style Civic. I've had just about every Civic body style you can have up to the 8th Gen. Because this car was originally swapped. I think it had an H series in it when it was originally built, and the car was green. You can see a few things, but it was a pretty nice car at one point. They took everything out, done a full color change on it. It's pretty haggard now, but anyway, so what we got, obviously a K24Z7, with just a skunk 2 intake, something I bought cheap. Skunk 2 throttle body. I bought everything on this car cheap. Me and one of my buddies built this manifold here. I didn't feel like building a whole exhaust because the plan was to turbo it and do a hood exit anyway, so we just ran this. Somebody on a previous video was asking for more specifics on this exhaust. looks pretty crappy right now, but it is stainless. It was polished up nice, but all I did was just buy some 1/4-inch plate, cut it all out to the shape of the port. Actually, Vibrant actually made these, already had these pre-made oval bends, which was kind of surprising. So also, this is an oval port, single exit head, so I got the appropriate size pipe. I think it's 3.5. So they also had to transition to the regular round piping. So done that, put a right bend in it, a little pipe cut there, run it out. Came out really nice. Polished it all out. So stainless, 304 stainless. Other than that, it's an O2 harness. Got a wall broke pump. Converted the stock lines, flared them with a 37-degree flare. Went AN on it. Russell filter, K-tune. Something else I just bought cheap was this K-tuned rail. Didn't like the black, so I stripped it down and polished it out. Run all the Earl's Pro Classic with a return. That was just a cheap K-tune regulator. Also done the booster delete Wheelwood master cylinder. It's got hybrid cables on it. So something else I did out of the ordinary on this one is most everybody does a 6-speed. I've had 6-speed K cars before, and I really don't like the 1-2 gear ratio on them. So what I did, this is actually a 5-speed. I think the EP3 is probably supposedly the best 5-speed ratio. This is actually a RSX base, but I think it'll be pretty good for boost. I just hate the 6 speeds in these cars, so I found a 5-speed base tranny, cheap, low mileage. So, and I actually had a 6-speed laying around I didn't want to use, but I had a Type R diff in it, LSD in it, so I took that out and put it in this 5-speed tranny. So, like I said, just want to do something different. So, anyway, so let's check out the interior on it. It looks pretty crappy right now. It's really dirty. But like I said, it's got an AEM EMS2 RSX shifter box. Just this cheap and all the mess was on this box when I got it. Couple gauges. So another interesting feature on this car is the steering column. So one of my buddies, he had a speed shop here. He's the same one that helped me build the manifold. So he hooked me up. We started producing these. Actually made a feeler thread on, I think, Facebook and maybe some Honda pages asking if anybody would want a race-only steering column with a quick release. I was selling them relatively cheap. They're bolt-in. You have to do a little bit of modification, but nothing crazy. But everybody's, oh yeah, man, it'd be great, you know. Yeah, make them. I'll buy them. So of course, we built like 3 units. Put one in my car. Took a bunch of pictures of it, everything. And of course, it's all crickets. Nobody wanted to buy one, so stopped producing. I don't know what happened to the other ones, but so I got one. But anyway, came with a quick release and a Grant steering wheel. We included everything. Pretty cool unit. Saves a lot of weight. You know, eventually I want to rewire the car and everything, so I'm gonna do away with the with all these switches and everything. But it's just for now to get everything running. These are just cheap. These are just some 8th gen SI seats we had laying around. I modified the rails. Everything still works on them. Modified the rails, made them work. It's all bolted in now. So back to the brakes. Like I said, we did the booster delete with the Wheelwood master cylinder. So also, like I said, we got discs in the rear, and we've got GSRs in the front. Everything's being rebuilt. Russell lines all the way around. You can see we just got the one line running back behind the dash. All the factory stuff's gone. Portion valve's gone. I've done all handmade hard lines behind the dash with AN bulkheads, and everything came out in the fender wells for a nice clean look. Nothing up in the engine bay. I also did a Wheelwood adjustable proportioning valve. Okay, so I got the wheels off, so let's check out the suspension on it. Again, really dirty, but the GSR calipers a little bigger than the factory units. Branded calipers, rotors, pads. Also, I forgot we got drive shaft shop stage 1 axles, which I got at a ridiculous deal. Russell lines, which I got at a ridiculous deal. Progress Auto coilovers. I think I actually paid retail for those. Got brand new upper and lower control arms, in and outer tie rod ends. Replace pretty much everything you can replace. And this is how we have the brake lines running through here. So like I said, nothing in the engine bay, but so everything's rebuilt up here. I do plan to put extended studs on and new bearings, because with the wheels I've got to go on the front of this car, which I'll show you in a minute, they hit with the GSR calipers, so I'm going to have to put a slight spacer on when I run these wheels. Let's check out the back. Like I said, we got disc brakes in the back. Everything's all brand new, but it's rusty because it's been sitting. The new bushings in the front. Said again, Russell lines. SPC upper control arm. Like I said, Progress Auto coilovers. Skunk 2 lower control arm. Also replaced a toe link. Instead of the stamped steel one from the factory, it's actually got a solid steel tubular one, so a lot stronger. So yeah, that pretty much rounds it up for the back. So yeah, that pretty much sums the car up in its current state. So let's talk about what I'm thinking about doing. So like I said, I know this A2 runs great, so thinking about just throwing it in, being done with it, getting the car running, you know, turbo it, rock it out a little bit, be a fun little street car before I take it to the next step, you know, to get more serious with it. But so let's check this motor out real quick. So it's a dirty motor, but good thing is the pan's already tapped. This came out, the chassis of the car had 98K. This was the original engine. Cleaned it up, put my intake and throttle body on. It is a good time to service the timing chain, especially since, you know, if we plan on making some power with it. So do a new chain, new tensioner on it. That way we'll be squared away and good to go on that. Won't have to worry about any problems there. So originally when I was going to turbo this Z7 engine, we were going to build everything ourselves. We're just going to try a bunch of different things, man. Build a custom manifold. We had a good line on a new company making some air-to-water intercoolers. I don't have any experience with those, so I figured this would be a good car to try it out on. We're just going to try a bunch of different stuff, but stuff happened. It is what it is. So on this one, if I do the A2, there's a local company that does a lot of K stuff, and it looks like they've got a pretty good looking manifold setup, so I might check them out, see what they got going on, and maybe try that out on this car. Support some local business. So I told my buddy, I said, hey man, give me a turbo for this engine. He said, what do you want? I said, man, just whatever you think, right? So I said, hey, turbo come in, come check it out. So I go to a shop. Let me get this thing out of the box. So I go to a shop and I check it out, and I'm like, dude, it's a little overkill, ain't it? He said, no, I think it'll be perfect. So this is what we got here. So this is a S366. I said, a little overkill, maybe way overkill, but initially for a stock engine, I think this is going to be overkill and probably not very efficient for what we're trying to go with, but we'll go ahead and put it on there, get the kinks worked out, and that way, you know, we'll be ready to grow. This is a T4 B-band exit. It's a nice unit, man. I got it at a really good deal. Should be a nice, reliable turbo. So like I said, I think we'll run this on that A2, so let me know what you guys think about that. And also, whenever I do the swap, whenever I do the timing chain service and actually swap the engine in, of course, I'll be sure to video all that stuff too. Let's see what else we got. So it's kind of way early on these, but got them at a great deal. Had a closeout sale. One of the distributors got them pretty much half price, so let's check them out. Oh, bling bling. The weld, two-piece, the gold centers, single B block. These are 13 by 9s. It's just a beautiful wheel, and for the money, man, I really couldn't pass it up. Even though it'll be a long time before I get to use them, but it's really worth the money. Other than that, I know I've got some aftermarket injectors and a few other little things here and there. So yeah, that's pretty much it for now. Let me know what you guys think about the car as of where it is now, and what you think we should do with it. As far as the plan to do the A2 and run that board warner and see what we get with it. So yeah, just let me know what you think. Also, like I said, start back messing with this car some, and I'll probably give you guys a sneak peek at that Eclipse project I got. Been working on that car on and off for a long time. Originally finished it a while back, never really buttoned it up, but I still need to get it going, so I'll probably let you guys check it out pretty soon. Hopefully have that thing running good pretty soon here. But yeah, just stick around and let me know what you guys think.